Well, good morning, brothers and sisters. This is Brother Chris, and I'm out here with some words from my woodpile this morning. It's a little chilly this morning. Looks like we probably got a couple more days of this, and then be getting close to shutting this stove down for the summer. But we'll have plenty of wood. My brother Mike Conley's got me well supplied out here to cut up for the summer. But I'm getting ready to go off to work, and I'll be honest. I'm concerned. I'm concerned about having to get out and go back and forth, but I know the Lord's going to take care of me. And I was just thinking, and it reminded me in the 23rd Psalm in the 4th verse, it says, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil." And I got thinking about a valley last night, and one of the valleys in the Bible that is very familiar and reminds me a lot of what we're going through right now is the Jezreel Valley. And the Jezreel Valley is located in the northeast portion of northeastern territory of Israel. And it reminds me much of the United States. When you go and you look at pictures and photos of the Jezreel Valley, it is a very fertile plain. It is a very fertile valley, and if you were going to pick some place to live in the Israeli world over there, I would think that the Jezreel Valley would be high on your list because the pictures, it's beautiful. It's got plenty of water and fertile soil, and it's got some mountains on one side and some hills and valleys and Galilee on the south side, and just a really nice area, at least it appears to be from the photos that I saw. But, the Jezreel Valley reminds me a lot of our United States. We live in the greatest country, greatest piece of land in this world, I believe. And, we have fertile plains, we have mountains, we have streams, we have rivers, we have rocks, we have beaches. We have such blessing in our land that we possess here and that we live upon, and we borrow and we're stewards of for such a time. But the Jezreel Valley was also a valley of good and evil. In other words, it was a valley where the Israelites came to know victory, and it was also a valley where the Israelites came to know defeat. And it reminds me a lot of where we're at today. Our country's been through some mighty things, the wars and the depressions and the other outbreaks of things, and this pandemic for my generation and for everybody listening that we're going through right now is a scary thing. And it reminds us a little bit as we embark out this morning of a valley of the shadow of death, and because everything is out there. But what I want to remind you of is that we go out in this valley every day. This is not any different than what we go out into every day. We're exposed to things every day that can take us down, the evil that's in this world, the diseases that are in this world. But we have to take extra precaution right now, and we need to be concerned about what we're doing. But back to the valley of Jezreel, and there was some mighty things happened for the Israelites. I mean, there was some mighty successes. This is where Gideon defeated the Amalekites and the Midianites with just a few hundred men. And you go on to read a little further, but this is also where King Saul and the Israelites were defeated by the Philistines. So there is both good and evil takes place in this valley. As beautiful as it is, that valley beauty never changes. The world that God has created for us, the beauty of the land where we live, is not changing. But what changes is what happens when we go out to battle in this world. When we go out to battle every day, we have an option. We can be like Gideon, we can be faithful. And we can go and not be afraid to go out and conquer thousands upon thousands with just a few hundred. Or we can be like Saul and Israel and suffer one of the greatest defeats that they ever suffered right there at the hand of the Philistines in this same valley. But it's, like I said, it's a valley of good and evil that we must walk through and we must travel through. And then you go on a little later and you remember the story of Jezebel. This is also where the same valley where she was cornered at and fed to the dogs. So there's great victory and there can be great defeat. But what I've discovered from the scriptures is how we approach our walk in the valley. And the scripture tells me that, yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I will fear no evil. Folks, that's what I want you to do today. I want you to fear no evil, but I want you to be concerned and do your part. But I want you to understand that, yea, even though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, He is with you, and He is with me, and He is with us. And we may be in the valley of Jezreel right now. We can either come out victorious, or we can suffer a mighty defeat. But either way, God is with us. God was with us when Gideon was in the valley of Jezreel. God was with us when Saul led the Israelites to a massive defeat in the valley of Jezreel. But the difference was Gideon was serving God, and Saul had lost his way. So I ask you this morning, find your way with Jesus Christ and walk through the valley, fearing no evil. God bless you and have a good day.